Although rain threatened in the mid-afternoon, Cotuit's matchup against the Wareham Gatemen today went on as scheduled, with the Kettleers looking to bite into Wareham's division lead. Nick Gonzalez led off the game for the Kettleers, and he gave fans a great sign of things to come that evening when he hit a solo home run to left on the third pitch. In the second, Cotuit furthered their lead on a ball chopped to the pitcher by Cody Pasek, and Cam Hill sprinted home and dove under the tag. On the next at-bat, Nick Gonzalez crushed another ball, and he got a little help from Lady Luck as this one soared just past the outstretched glove of the center fielder, allowing Gonzalez to head into third base standing for a bases-clearing triple that gave Cotuit a 4-0 lead after 2. And where the Kettleers have lacked great pitching to follow up their great offense in prior games, that wasn't the case tonight as Reed Johnston pitched a superb 5-inning start, giving up 0 runs on only 2 hits. And after Gonzalez's big hits, the Kettleers switched gears in the third, opting to play small ball and laying down 2 consecutive squeeze bunts by Adam Oviedo and Cody Pasek, which would each allow a runner to dash home for a run and give Cotuit a commanding 6-0 lead through 3. In the fourth, Cam Hill chopped a ball to the Wareham first baseman that would allow Joey Loperfido to score and make it 7 on the board for Cotuit. In the next at-bat, following a pitching change, Dante Williams would pound a ball high and deep enough to center for a sac fly that let Mason McWhorter tag from third to tack on one more for a stranglehold 8-0 lead. As if the offensive prowess wasn't enough for the Cotuit fans, center fielder Dante Williams gave them a moment to remember, and a moment worthy of the SportsCenter Top 10 with an amazing diving catch to nab a line drive in the 5th. Cotuit fans had already seen runs of all shapes and sizes today, but it was a pleasant surprise when a balk by the Wareham pitcher in the 5th, with the bases loaded, let Cody Pasek trot home to make it 9-0. Cotuit's only low moment of the game came on an errant pickoff throw by pitcher Beck Way that allowed Wareham's Braden Ward to score all the way from first. Wareham would add one more in the 8th on a bouncing ground ball that got past Adam Oviedo at short, but Cotuit brushed this off because everyone at Lowell Park was only concerned with one thing: if Nick Gonzalez would get to the plate again, and if so, would he hit for the cycle? He came up just a home run short last night in Orleans of a cycle, and today he just needed a double. The Kettleers got him up to the plate in the 8th, and he slapped a ball up the middle that would allow 2 runners to score. Gonzalez tried to stretch the hit into the double he needed, but he was tagged out at second. However, Coach Roberts and the team were able to laugh about it afterwards with their comfortable lead. Cotuit gave up one more in the 9th to make it 11-3, but they would finish off the Gatemen with a great 5-3 putout by third baseman Matt Mervis to end the game. This star-studded game marked the first win in 4 contests for Cotuit, and they climbed back to within 1 point of the division lead. Weather permitting, they'll meet Wareham tomorrow for the second half of a home-and-home at Spillane Field. Sending you now to our post-game interviews with Coach Roberts, Nick Gonzalez, Dante Williams, and Reed Johnston, and signing off for the Cotuit Kettleers, I'm Jacob Cohen.
Coach, it was a great game for the team. Obviously, you did a lot of things well to win the game 11-3. What would you say the biggest difference was between today and yesterday's game?
Well, great starting pitching. Always huge when you're under control, you throw strikes, you make them get base hit. That's always critical to get off to a good start. And then I think the entire team, the focus at the plate, I thought we had better at bats. And then when you have one player like Nick that's kind of hot right now and, leads off with a home run, and it sparks you. It really sparks you. So it was a team effort, and, I'm really appreciative of the guys to bounce back after what I thought was a very poor Cape League game, kind of by both teams, but certainly I can only talk about mine last night. And we did practice for 3 hours today. We did practice. We started practice at 12 o'clock today. Pre-game practice, that is practice versus just your normal routine, I think always helps.
Reed Johnston had a really great game today, 5 innings and his second start for the team. What did you see out of him?
Well, I thought he changed speeds really well. A lot of 7 left-hand hitters. He brought the breaking ball in from the right-handed batter's box and kind of tough to read. And his breaking ball has enough difference in the speed from his fastball, really from about 89 to 91. His breaking ball is usually down at 75, 76. So kind of makes hitters double pump a little bit. So I just thought, again, very mature outing by him today. But his pitch count was really low. He only had 54 pitches, 10 an inning. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I'm grateful that he would, go on and throw the 5th inning. And I think 50. He threw 31 the first outing here, and I think, 50 was fine for him to throw.
Our broadcasters today, Sam and Aram, they told me how you kind of compared Nick Gonzalez, or they asked you how he compares to your son Brian, who obviously had a great MLB career. Anything you want to mention about that?
Well, they asked, who do you think Nick is kind of like? And I said, Brian, short, compact swing, a lot of baseball savvy, makes hard contact often. Really a lot of likes, except I think as far as the Cape League, he's a better hitter than Brian in the Cape League. Brian's numbers were good, but not as good as Nick's. And but yeah, I think there's a lot of similarities, and Brian just flew into town today, and I'm anxious for the whole team to meet him. Yeah, I want Nick to meet him. It's really fun to watch Nick play. We got a lot of other players. I really thought today that Mr. Williams, number 3 in center field, Mr. Dante, I thought he played really well. I just thought he played really well today as well. So good team effort, but Nick had one of those days to remember.
Nick Gonzalez here had another great game. He's been the player of the game in our last 3 wins. The game-winning RBIs in the last 3 wins, 5 RBIs today. Had a big leadoff home run to start the game. You got down 0-2 in that count. Was there anything you picked up early in that count that helped you against their starter?
No, I didn't really pick up much. I just was trying to fight. I choked up on the bat and was just trying to fight up there and compete for the first at-bat and stretch it into a few more pitches.
Just how well are you seeing the ball right now? Obviously, 1 hit shy, so close from getting the cycle there, just thrown out at second. And last night you were just a homer shy of the cycle. So how does it feel to be playing just this well?
Yeah, it feels really good to go up and help my team as much as I can and compete every day. It feels really good.
Was there anything that I noticed you talked to Coach right after you just came so close to getting the cycle? Was there anything he told you there?
No, he just said it was fun to watch me try to stretch it into a double because, probably any other situation, I'm just staying at first there.
All right, Dante, awesome game today. Multi-hit effort, a couple great plays in center field. How are you seeing the ball today?
Really well. I was just making sure I saw the ball, keeping the approach simple, and staying to the middle of the field. Worked out.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
You had an awesome catch out in center, which got the oohs and ahs of the fans. Can you take us through that play a little bit, like when you saw the ball, your first move, that kind of stuff?
So it was a 3-1 count, and I knew that something hittable, fastball was coming, so I kind of moved over to kind of like a slight pull, and then sure enough, he pieced it, and it was a line drive, just hit as hard as the ball could have been hit, and I don't know. I just turned the wrong way and kind of got tripped up a little bit and just came up with the ball. I don't know how. Couldn't tell you how. It just happened.
What does this win do for your guys' confidence moving forward?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. We've been grinding at practice and early work and stuff, just talking about the team dynamic and what we need to do as an offense and pitching staff. So I think it definitely boosts a lot of players and hitters, pitchers' confidence, especially on the mound too.
Great.
So, I mean, it's just going up from here.
All right, Reed, rock solid start today for you. 5 innings, only 2 hits allowed. Although you did it in a sort of unorthodox way, wasn't a ton of strikeouts, a lot of soft contact. Was that something that you thought of coming in, or just happened as the game went on?
Coming into the game, I knew they were a team that puts the bat on the ball. So, I wasn't trying to do anything out of the ordinary. I was just, trying to hit my spots, and they put it in play. We had people there to make the play. And, I knew I couldn't really blow up by any of those guys because they're good hitters, and it worked out.
Tons of first pitch off speed that seemed to really get them rattled a little bit. Was that a pregame plan, or did you kind of work on the fly there?
Yeah, it was more of a pregame plan. We know that they like to hunt first pitch fastballs, and so if you can, flip in a changeup or a curveball there, it kind of gets them off balance, changes their rhythm a little bit.
Nice. 2 solid outings for you so far this season. How you feeling up there?
Pretty good. Everything's kind of coming together nice, just like I, ended the college career or college season. It just feels good to get back on the mound and be successful.